G'day, CJ or Soul Beater from the Discord. I'm going to be doing a review, if you want to put it in that aspect, of a product that has been not too long out. And that product is Workers Hybrid Kit. Well, this is half of it. The other half is in a blaster that I will show what it's in. But I'm not going to take it out. It's too late at night to try. It's a new product that has been released for the flywheelers, dominantly your Stryfes, your Dominators, Swordfish, and Demolisher, though I can't confirm about the Demolisher. You want to confirm it for me? Do so. I'm not hesitant to hear of the results. So, a bit of a background about the concept of halflinks and flywheels. Now, for history of Nerf's knowledge, halflinks have been used dominantly in springers and air-powered blasters. Now, over a year ago, at least from my memory, flywheelers got a chance to have a taste of the halfling goodness. Now, from my memory, there has only been two that I know of that has made these products. First one, Artifact with the Pusher, because you obviously will be using their mags in some aspect. And Nerf Edzy with his design of the adapter, which has an inbuilt pusher on it. And I'll probably slip this in. The third one from memory would be Devil's NZ's hybrid pusher, which I'll explain to the correlation between Devil and Z's network, or Devil's Z's network. I think it's Devil's Z's network. Sorry, Devil's Z's hybrid pusher and Workers hybrid kit. There are downsides to those products. One, the artifact is hard to sort of, expensive, and it's a one-way ticket. You're either going to use the half length or stay at full length. Nerf Edzy, I haven't trialed it myself. I believe someone has, but I think the only downside I can only say about that one, because I got no experience. The only downside to that one is it's 3D printed. So if you're not someone who's really good at looking after anything that's 3D printed, which I've never heard anyone of that problem, you're gonna deform it and damage it. And Devil's Z's pusher is only a pusher, and coming from overseas, shipping is expensive. To Australia, that is. So wherever you live, shipping will vary with these items. Not so long ago, Worker came out with this design, a hybrid kit system, which the pusher, if you know what the hybrid pusher looks like, is a direct copy of Devil Z's pusher, which I don't see a problem in an aspect. It's to one's agreement. I will talk quickly the pros and cons of this product. Cons: it's not a direct drop-in kit for Stryfes. It is for your Dominators and your Swordfishes, but it's not for Stryfes. The problem is, and it's only a small problem, but it's kind of disappointing that it wasn't tested properly. Either not tested properly, or they just didn't think this would be an actual problem. Is that the Stryfe actually has a small nub. Now, yeah, this is the Stryfe that has the other half, the pusher in there. I'll explain later about this blaster itself. But on this side, there is a small nub. And that small nub on a full-length mag would sit just in front, like probably resting right in front of it, which would stop the mag from my theory of understanding what it was there for, was to stop the mag from flying back and going back and forth, to create reliability problems. It's fine, obviously, when you're running full length, because, well, it's full length. It's not like the mag's any further forward. However, with half lengths, with the hybrid kit, it does come a problem. it would rub on this slip, and considering that that the talons, those who are talon users will know the lip is kind of soft, and it's soft enough that it would actually, I don't know if I can actually try, if I can get it caught. No. So what it will do is it will record feeding problems, and I know this for sure because I did it before when I straight away threw it in there. You would have to constantly pop, back in, fire, pop, back in, fire. So you would have to get rid of the nub. There is no consequences of cutting the nub off. It still works with the full-length mags and still perfectly fine with half-lengths. It doesn't have any problems with the adapter. If you throw the adapter in straight away, you don't notice the problem. It's only when you put the mag in, that's when you start having the problem with the nub. So you'll need to get rid of that. That's a very small thing. The second con, and this is when you are building a blaster, or if you have a pre-existing blaster that's already built, not every flywheel cage is compatible with the hybrid kits. Now, I can't say anything about Dr. Snickers or the DRS cages because I don't have one myself, or Typhoons. I don't have anything of those. I have only OFPs, workers, that is it. Because they're the only products because they're the products I've been using this whole time. With the OFP, I'm talking specifically your metal cages, your metal or anything that has a dart guide that is not 3D printed. Aurora, Serenity, your Eclipse cage, as I've got here. Anything that has a dart guide does not work because the mag obviously sits further forward, that lip would actually get contacted inside the dart guide, and it would not work. The mag physically will not able to go in. So it's kind of disappointing. It doesn't work with this, but I can understand it almost immediately why, as a product they've only used to try to test it out is Worker, as I have right here is Stock Crush. However, OFP's 3D printed cages are still viable to use. I know it sounds kind of bad. It kind of sounds weird. It's like 3D printed. Why 3D printed over a metal cage? What is it over it that you can still run this? The dart guide, as example here, as well as this one, if you notice, they're narrow. They're very, very narrow. This is actually a Stryfe one, so that's even a better option. The dart guide actually sits perfectly inside between the lips. So as you can see, I'm not joking. What I'm saying, it fits perfectly in there. So it doesn't interfere. It sits perfectly in there, and you don't have a problem, and the darts will go into the flywheel perfectly fine. And if you're worried that the pusher that comes with the kit will get interfered, it doesn't. Because it is on an uphill slope, it is just enough that the actual pusher will just go underneath it. So it will get pushed down just a little bit underneath it by the dart guide. So 3D printed cages are still viable. You could still use them. And if you want to go really high crushes on it, definitely on only these cages. The 3D printed cages are probably the only ways you're going to get working with this hybrid kit. Or worker cages, whichever ones you like. Pros. There are a few pros. One, obviously, dart compatibility. Now, this is what I mentioned earlier when I said Devil Z's pusher is the predecessor or the origination of this hybrid kit. It is a direct copy. I think the only difference is, though, it's just an injection molded. Correct me if I am wrong in that case. But it's exactly the same. If you have a Devil Z's pusher, it is exactly the same as the hybrid kit. So it works fine, which leads to the pro. You can use both full lengths and half lengths with no problem whatsoever. Second pro, it is relatively cheap. It is relatively cheap. I brought the adapter and the pusher for about $15-20 from Blaster Tech. Now, in Australia, some folks will know, Australia is known for being a bit high on the price. Some of you as Australians would know that. So having something that's like this cheap in Australian dollars, that's a plus for me. I can use it all day. There is I think it's a neutral thing, and one to keep in mind of is When you're running a half-length dart, you need to also consider that 75% of your velocity is coming from the tip of your dart alone. So if you want high FPSs, that's those claims that you can achieve in your 150, 170, running your high crush, high torque motors is a way to go, because it is just snap. It is just an instant snap, dart's already out in the air. I don't remember if the 3D printed version of the Eclipse cage has the same dart guide as the normal standard ones you usually will find. If it's not, I say just grind it down to at least the top only, as obviously presented earlier, and then you're going to achieve that excellent FPSs. Obviously accuracy is not going to be there because it's a flywheeler. It inherently is not made for accuracy, it's made for firepower. Overall, if you haven't heard me nagging long enough for about nearly 11 minutes already, I give it a thumbs up for this kit. Not only is it a ideal product for those who want to change things on the fly, but it's relatively cheap. Now, I can only say there's only one other product that can only outbeat this, and it's Nerf Etz's adapter. As I said before, because it is both the adapter and a half pusher, which if you extend the pusher fully, push this one fully, you just put it in there, and then you can fire half length straight away. That'll be your only one up of this. But as I said, it's 3D printed, so I don't like it. The idea of that is you have to worry about your 3D printed parts about it. Whereas this, it's injection molded. We know for Broker, it is a reliable product. And I say it's worth it. And you just keep the pusher inside the blaster. You don't have to fiddle about it with anything. You just put it in there and off she goes. As I said, full length and half length funness. So yeah, that's the review-ish of the Worker Hybrid Kit. If you have any comments, suggestions of what I should do next, or any corrections of this video, leave it in the comments below. I will read the comments, and I am those who will read well, if you can understand what that bloody means. But anyway, my name is CJ, Soul Beater from the Discord, and I'll see you at the next video.